Hey folks, Paul Carlson out here at the range with the Armory Life. So glad that you're here with me today. I brought a couple of my friends. First of all, the Springfield Hellcat, subcompact 9mm with a 13 round capacity with that extended magazine. And I brought a new friend. That's right, Black Hills Ammunition sent me a case of HoneyBadger, 100 grain plus P 9mm. This stuff is a solid core bullet and it's pretty cool. I think today is a great day to spend some time seeing what the Hellcat and the HoneyBadger do when we put them together. So today our goal is pretty straightforward in my opinion. What I want to do is I want to take a look at this HoneyBadger. It's a 100 grain plus P 9mm bullet, and I want to just do some evaluation and understand a little bit more about what it's about. We're going to take a look at it from an aspect of accuracy, we're going to take a look at the shootability, and we're going to take a tiny little look at some terminal performance as well. Now, as I mentioned, this is a 100 grain solid copper slug. It's loaded to plus P specification, so it's a high pressure round, and 100 grains is typically lighter than the normal 9mm, right? We'd expect that to be in the 115, 124, or 147 range. Now, this stuff is different. It's not designed as a hollow point ammunition. Instead, the HoneyBadger is a machined and fluted bullet design. Remember, hollow points have a cavity up front, and they're designed to expand and grow bigger when they're exposed to hydraulic pressure. That hydraulic pressure comes from crushing tissue that is primarily water. That water enters the cavity, spreads that bullet apart and open, and it creates a larger wound channel. Well, the HoneyBadger doesn't do that. In fact, I would expect that if we were to fire this into ballistic gelatin, and we're going to do that today, we're going to see virtually 100% weight retention, and we're probably not even going to see a change in shape of the bullet. It's these flutes that are designed to do the work when it comes to damaging tissue and creating a wound channel. The idea is that when the bullet strikes soft tissue that's comprised mostly of water, the pressure is transferred from the bullet to the fluid itself. The flutes act as drivers to force that fluid away from the bullet. The intent seems to be something like the fluid itself becomes the cutting and crushing tool that causes damage inside the body. The HoneyBadger is designed to be pretty agnostic when it comes to barriers. If you were to shoot this through clothing, through wood, through glass, through light metal, you'd expect the bullet to perform the same each and every time. I really enjoy testing shootability because it means I get to shoot fast. That's cool. Who doesn't like to shoot fast? What we're going to do is we're going to shoot what's called a bill drill. We're simply going to put the gun on a timer with the ammunition, and we're going to shoot 3 bill drills, 6 rounds at 7 yards into the high center chest. Now, I want to have something to compare it with, and what we're going to do is we're going to put it against some standard target ammunition. This is my no-name brand remanufactured 124 grain 9mm. It's what I use for just about everything, and so it makes a good baseline to compare some specific ammunition with. We'll shoot it with both, we'll record the times, and we'll go from there. Let's do it. All right, here we go. I got one that drifted a little bit high. All right, let's run some HoneyBadger. Drifted one out left and maybe one high there. Back to the 124. All right, changed my point of aim a little bit there, and we went clean. All right, looks like we're clean again. That's excellent. Looks like we're clean. Maybe one down on the edge just a touch. I think we're pretty darn close to clean. All in all, the stuff shoots pretty smooth. In fact, I think it has slightly less felt recoil than the 124 grain round nose. Not bad. That's the first part of our shootability, making that speed happen. I want to actually look specifically at the recoil of the gun and the ammunition together. And to do that, we're going to pull out the Mantis X10 Elite. We're going to go ahead, put this on the rail, and again, we're going to shoot 124s versus HoneyBadgers. I'm going to work to control the recoil as best as I can throughout, and let's see if there's a difference between the two rounds. Let's do it. Let's start out with 6 rounds of that 124 grain. A little high there. Wow, I want to put them right up there, don't I? All right. Awesome. We registered 6 rounds. Very good. Let's go ahead and load up 6 rounds of the HoneyBadger. All right, we got all 6 shots registered. Let's go ahead and take a look at it.
When I think of comparing target ammunition and defensive ammunition, I never really expect the defensive ammunition to be easier to shoot. But that seems to be exactly the case in this scenario. The 100 grain plus P HoneyBadger recoils less. It allows the gun to return to target more quickly. It has a shallower recoil angle so the gun doesn't lift as much. And the recoil is more straight up and down. All of these things show that the HoneyBadger is an incredibly shootable plus P ammunition.
I think a very important aspect of defensive ammunition is accuracy. I look at accuracy from the standpoint of, could I make a headshot at 15 yards? So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to put 5 rounds of HoneyBadger into a magazine, and we're going to go ahead and put 5 rounds into the head at 15 yards. Let's go down range and see what it is we've got. I can't complain about that, right? We shot 5 rounds. We got one of them that's high. I'd like that whole group to be a little bit more centered. In general, no complaints about that. Ammo shootable? Oh, heck yeah. So all in all, as I look at that group of 5 rounds from 15 yards, I've got absolutely 0 complaints. The Hellcat and the HoneyBadger together are very capable of making the hits that you might need to make in a defensive situation. Now that brings us to terminal ballistics. What is it that this round does? There's 2 ways we're going to take a look at those terminal ballistics. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to chrono some of these rounds. We're going to put them through the lab radar. We're going to make sure that these rounds are flying fast. We're going to go ahead and compare again those baseline 124s with the 100 grain plus P. I'm guessing those 100 grain plus P rounds are screaming. 1191. Moving at 1,200 feet per second, basically, moving along quick. Now, the last thing I think we need to do is we need to shoot some gel, right? I have the expectation that this fluted bullet is going to really be tough as nails. I'm guessing we're going to have 100% weight retention. I'm guessing we're going to have bullets that are going to maintain their shape throughout that gel. And I'm guessing we're going to see some pretty decent wound channels that are larger in diameter than the bullet. We're going to check it out and let's see what happens. Let's check out what this block looks like. It's always fun to shoot gel. And one of the things I like most is when we're able to capture the projectiles and we can pull them out and take a look at what it is that happens to those projectiles, what it is that takes place. When we look at what it is we've got here, I mean, obviously there is absolutely 100% weight retention. The 100 grain bullet is gonna be 100 grains. There's almost no deformity whatsoever. Maybe a tiny bit of rounding up front. The tips may not be quite as sharp. Obviously the penetration very consistent. All 4 of the rounds that stayed in the gel, we lost one out the side. All 4 of those rounds went right about to the same distance. You know, if I were to have to guesstimate here, I'd say 14 3/4 inches is about the penetration of each of the rounds. And again, you know, pulling out the second one, just total retention of the mass there. Big thank you to Springfield Armory for sending out the Hellcat. Big thank you to Black Hills Ammunition for sending this HoneyBadger to me. I've really been enjoying shooting it. They sent an entire case, so you're definitely gonna see some more of this, and we'll continue to look at its ability to function and perform in different firearms. Now, obviously, choosing defensive ammunition is a very personal choice. And there's certainly a lot of high quality ammunition out there. I don't think that anything that we did here today can really prove or disprove the performance of a specific ammunition. We know that the HoneyBadger is a ammunition that penetrates as it's probably supposed to. We know that it's a durable bullet design that is gonna go ahead, punch deep, and maintain its weight. We've shown that in the subcompact Hellcat, it's an outstandingly reliable round. Now folks, you know what I think that you should do. Grab your 9mm, grab some HoneyBadger, head out to the range and do some of the testing yourself to see how it works in your firearm and for your situation. I really enjoyed having you here with me today, folks, and I tell you what, let's catch each other next time at the range.